powerful space to make us experience the higher reality. Even though we experience every single night in the deep sleep, the Paramashiva space, Paramashiva is real, where there is no identity. Experience the mind into the core of consciousness. We only know mind is in the core of thoughts and continuously give us a random old cognition, repeating it again and again as our cognitions. Now, Bhagavan is saying you unite the mind into the core of consciousness. If you experienced any time in your life that something is removed from you, a person leaving you or some object leaving you, you feel the emptiness, the space that is there. That is the very nature of who you are and how you exist. The more and more you are adding and clinging into the feelings and emotions and thoughts, you are clutched into the Maya matrix. When you're ready to let go all the clutches, what's happening doesn't matter. All that we have to experience, only we are unclutched from that. When you're unclutched from that, when that happens, we'll only experience bliss, the space of just nothing other than this exists. When you feel there is nothing, when something you lose, something is gone, that very space, when you unclutch, when you can experience that out of all that you are clutched, you start experiencing the deeper space of Paramashiva. You are Paramashiva and you experience the higher reality. The mind simply united into the core consciousness. Every observable or objective phenomena, that everything that exists as Paramashiva, that is vibrating and manifesting as Parashakti, simply will become your reality, the will persistence, how you perceive it. Right now we are perceiving only from our patterns which your mind is projecting as our perception and getting deluded into all this delusion. This is nothing better than the dream. Bhagavan says the same material which your dream is made of, right now also you are experiencing only dream. All that you need to do is unclutch from this and experience the higher reality. That becomes your responsibility, taking that responsibility to give up everything that you have and surrender. Simply you will manifest the higher signs. Bhagavan gives the example of how Ghosh, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's disciple, he surrendered everything to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. And when he went to Ganga to take a bath in the Ganga water, he first went and then came back. And the second time he went and took bath. So the others asked him, why did you first go and come back, not take bath, but the second time you went? He said, first time I went, but then there is nothing for me to drop in Ganga and remove the sin because I don't have an identity. What should I wash? I came back. But the second time I went into the Ganga and took bath because Ramakrishna Paramahamsa fills me so much that Ganga will get purified. So I went and took bath. He was so clear, he's filled with Ramakrishna Paramahamsa as his guru, as his reality. Bhagavan says this story for us to understand how he had such a surrender. More than even Vivekananda, he had the greatest darshan of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. All these great saints and the disciples are the unique, beautiful features that we can understand. Bhagavan himself has said, if you understand the closest disciple of Bhagavan, you will understand all the greater signs, how Paramashiva is so real in all of them. All this greater truth, Bhagavan gives us the Apta Pramana, how Raghavendra lived and manifested the greatest signs. More than living, when they go into the Samadhi or when some sannyasi dies, we can understand whether they are in the enlightened space, they lived a greatest life. And beautifully, when Bhagavan beautifully gives the story of how Parikshit was born, he did not, the one who had the Brahmastra and had a darshan in his mother's womb itself, Krishna's darshan, when he was born, he did not have, he was like a little dead piece and nothing was moving. So the only thing the rishis found out that anybody who's a brahmachari who has never lied touches him, he will get back his life and become alive. And Krishna died, and I have never tell any lies. Let the baby cry and become normal. And simply Parikshit came into life. The all the gurus, whenever they are in the highest plane of oneness, whatever they say is a mantra, which just by listening to the satsang, you can get purified from that. Raghavendra Bhagavan says so beautifully, he listened to his guru and got married. And after that, the guru, after few months, he called him and said, "You are the chosen one. When I put the card in front of Krishna, he simply chose you as Venkatanada, as the next Pitapati. So you will be given the sannyas and be ready." And simply without a second word, he dropped all his grasta and took the sannyas and simply became the Madadipati. The greatest signs when we surrender to our Guru, nothing other than that matters. Everything else is taken care simply by surrendering our identity and surround us. When we are ready to surrender our identity, we attract the most auspiciousness because Paramashiva fills in us as the auspicious abundance and bliss simply attracts how Prabhupada, just one person, created the collective integrity of ISKCON. You can create that beautiful space when you're ready to give up everything and surrender at Bhagavan's lotus feet. He is not asking us to give up anything other than our inner, all our thoughts and our confusion, our chaos at his Bhagwan's lotus feet. Simply living the higher reality, simple integrity, simple obedience to Guru and surrendering to Guru's lotus feet. All the auspiciousness, abundance start flowing in us as reality. Beautifully, Bhagwan gives us the greater cognition how the greater realities are experienced even as a villager, and how each one of us can manifest the higher dimension when we align and surrender ourselves to Bhagwan.
And there are many people who express one stream of different siddhis. So, do not think he is a fake the moment you see him. Don't judge. He may be having one altered state of consciousness. There are millions, especially in Indian villages, who have one state of altered consciousness. Means they will be able to handle one extraordinary power. In Karnataka, there was an elderly man, his name was Kasagowda, means Mani Gowda, literally if you translate. His speciality was anybody having any fracture, pain, anything, he will just keep a 25 paise coin, India's 25 paise coin, which is like a less than 1 cent. Indian rupee itself now less than 1 cent, that is different. Okay. Less than 1 cent. There is a penny. He used to keep the penny and put a band-aid, it will become all right. And the funny thing is when he will ask us only to bring the penny. Our own penny when we give, when he keeps on our skin, it will stick to the skin. If you keep, it won't stick. So I heard about him. And I had a devotee from Salem suffering with a hand pain for quite a number of years. I tried my best to heal him, maybe more than a month. Every day I'll heal him. I could not do. I could not heal. Then I thought it's something to do with bone fracture. I am not able to do anything. Maybe I'll have to take him I'll have to tell him to go for allopathy. 2 days before I heard about this Kasagowda, I took him. He was living in just half an hour drive from our Biddi ashram in a remote village. Per day, 10,000 people used to come to him. Please understand. He will not charge anything. Morning, around 4 o'clock, he will do his puja. He is a devotee of Kalbhairava. All the Gaudas in Karnataka are followers of Kalbhairava, Shiva's followers. So, he starts his puja for Kalbhairava. Then, he will come and sit in his seat and start. Around night, 11 o'clock only he will finish. No rest. He will only eat twice a day between seeing the patients. When I went there, I saw at least 10,000 people. It was not any special day, ordinary day. A villager. So, I stood in queue. But the moment he came to know that I have come, he received me and took me to his place. And then I told him I came for this devotee only. Then I just wanted to see also what he does. Then he asked the devotee to give a coin, and the devotee whom I took, he gave the coin, and he took the coin and just looked. I could see by his look the coin has melted. This coin is melted. It is not completely melted and poured out, but the process happened in the coin. I can see it has become liquid. I put that coin on the place where the devotee had a pain, put a bandage, over. In 2 days, pain vanished. What I could not do for 1 month, this old man who has neither intellectual idea about enlightenment nor the smell of enlightenment, he finished it in 2 days. 2 days means to heal it took 2 days, but the whole process did not take more than 2 minutes. He had to spend 2 minutes with me because I'm a VIP to receive me. Otherwise, he has done it. Just last year he passed away. He left the body. He became very old and he passed away. I know for sure he was able to put himself to an altered state of consciousness, not enlightenment, but certain altered state of consciousness from where he is able to express that energy. So I told him, do not think I am the only person. Maybe more number of expressions are happening through this body. That's all. There's no such thing as monopoly in the field of mystery and spiritual powers.
So beautiful how Bhagwan played the Leela. Each one of us can manifest the higher consciousness when we prepare ourselves to the higher state by dropping the identity and surrendering to Bhagwan. Simply we'll experience different dimensions of these higher reality. Paramashiva is real and it can reflect in our brain. It is already reflecting in our brain as consciousness. And all we need to do is surrender our identity. Simply, we will be able to recognize what is reflecting and happening right now. We started walking, talking, and everything that we do in our life by the superconscious space of manifestation. But we forgot all that science and we started labeling it as the outer world, science as materialistic world. And slowly got deluded into what we started imagining as our reality. Now, Bhagavan said, as powerful cognition, you should be able to dream anything and manifest that as reality. That is science of our manifestation. You are all powerful. You are the Brahmanya Bahuputratam, favorite inheritant of the cosmos. Literally, you are the $1 trillion kid and you can simply express all this. All you need to do is drop all your identity and experience the higher states, how you experience in the deep sleep. With awareness, if you fall into the same state, you are in the space of oneness with Paramashiva. Here the child is playing the cards and beautifully how blindfolded the cards the child is matching with the list of cards which the partner has kept. Same way you can ask your partner to keep the cards and you can also have the cards placed. You can also have some cards beautifully shapes that you can draw and you can use those cards and match those cards exactly how you would match with your eyes open, just like that, how you can match the whole thing. So all this greater science is given to us and all this small exercise makes us understand how Paramashiva is real and manifesting through each one of us as higher reality. Now let's make some shapes for the partner. If the partner has already the shapes, that's excellent. You can match those shapes by reading the mind. You can match the cards, what they have in their hand, and you can be multiple cards, multiple people, how you want to do it. And if you get at least 5 in a row correct, then you have started manifesting the powers. If you just feel the Kundalini energy, you can go ahead more and more sharing and more causing others. Simply you will manifest the higher powers of Paramashiva. Paramashiva has beautifully given us the higher cognition to make us understand this is the higher reality. How Bhagavan says we have the creation side, creation phase of Sadashiva, Paramashiva, the maintenance, the regeneration, and putting us delusion and pulling us out of delusion, which simply maps to the higher reality how we exist as Paramashiva as reality. Now sit straight with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Visualize Paramashiva experience as fear and going beyond that out of the powerful cognition when we are raising ourselves beyond this fear and greed. Fear and greed exist as long as we know we are separate. You are the owner. You are the. Nothing can be removed from you. Nothing can be taken away from you. Whatever you're experiencing is just your perception. If you change the perception inside, the whole reality changes. When Paramashiva becomes your perception, all the auspiciousness and abundance, you attract the most best space on planet Earth, because it's that Bhagavan is giving us to manifest these powers. Now, absolute unclutching from everything that you know as your thoughts. Your thoughts tell very clearly how you go into the deep sleep, you forget everything and fall into the deep sleep. You keep thinking and then you just merge into the karna sarira. You are in the deep sleep. Same way you are Paramashiva, you're going to merge into Paramashiva space consciousness by chanting the Mahavakya, experiencing the oneness with Paramashiva, entangling in the oneness capsule, and the whole science is deep listening. How much you listen to your words, that much you are in the oneness with Paramashiva. Again and again unclutch, understanding all that is happening, nothing but a delusion. If you wake up, that whole thing will disappear. You all that and much more. How you wake up from your dream and so beautiful. This is much more. You fall in clutch from everything that you know, including your body and your mind. Experience the oneness and chant the Mahavakya from your navel center with a deep listening. Let's start manifesting the power of mind reading, reading the cards of the partner.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Workflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vahini open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
So beautiful. You can go ahead and verify the cards, the arrangement, the order, power of third eye. Simply, the Paramashiva becomes reality in your life. More and more you can experience the oneness with Paramashiva. More and more you'll be soaked in the nectar of Amrita beyond the death. Just being in the space of oneness and experiencing the highest reality. Now, Paramashiva is real. Let's have that powerful cognition in our third eye and continuously chant the Mahavakya with a deep listening. We'll have one more cycle. You can have a new series of the shapes that you can arrange it as the cards, and you can experience the oneness and manifest the power of mind reading. We'll have few more minutes. Put away your gadgets, sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line to your third eye and again go back. Paramashiva is real. You are consciousness. You are not just the matter as the mind. And simply waking state or dream state, it can also wake you up to the Turiya state where Paramashiva is real. You can perceive that as your reality. So all you need to do is unclutch from everything that you know as you and go on unclutching and completely entangling with Bhagwan, and with a deep listening manifest the powers of mind reading.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us.
Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
So beautiful. Whatever Paramashiva has shown, the cards that you got correct, please take a picture of that, circle that, and post it in tinyurl.com station. Again and again, when we cause, we simply experience the Ishana phase of Paramashiva. All that we need to do is get into the space of oneness with Paramashiva, and more will start manifesting. When you're integrated, you start creating. When you are authentic, you start maintaining everything, whatever you are. When you are regenerating, you take responsibility, it becomes more and expansive. And when you are pulled out of the delusion, simply you are continuously enriching. You are pulled out of an delusion, the delusion phase, which pulls out of all that delusion, is caused by the enriching. And more you enrich and causing finally the Ishana space itself, liberation happens. This is what Bhagavan says. All these power manifestation to merge into the space of oneness and liberate you happens when you start enriching and causing. Bhagavan says extreme manifestation is extreme causing. All that you need to do is start typing it down and adding the picture and thanking Bhagwan for the greatest signs he's showering on you. When you show your gratitude, simply you'll see how many people are liking it, sharing it, commenting on it, and that enriching starts happening in you. You will start experiencing power manifestation. These are simple signs given to us by Paramashiva. And this greater science, by doing all this simple, we manifest huge powers of Paramashiva. If you want to offer anything, contribute to Kailasha, click on the dollar at the bottom right hand down bottom, and you can donate to Kailasha. Whenever you're contributing to Kailasha, you're building Kailasha in your inner space. Remember that whenever you contribute to Kailasha, you are not giving away something, but you're adding something to your inner space. With that, Paramashiva is real, reflecting in me as consciousness, as Paramashiva as myself. Holding this powerful space, let's end the session with the Purnamantra. Nithyanandam. Thank you so much. The next bar will be happening at 6 p.m. IST time. Please log